We just got this video.
Wow.
Just got this video of a rapper and this massive fight at LAX.
At LAX, spilled out into the street at LAX. 7 or 8 guys. The rapper's name is 6ix9ine.
Everybody want to make a name for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Tekashi 6ix9ine and his manager. This was a shooting that went down over the weekend in New York.
You upset with your crew though because of that shooting? Like now you can't perform there at the Barclays Center?
I be beating the shit out of people. You know what I'm saying? Winning every battle I get into. You know what I'm saying? How many L's I took? I haven't taken not one L yet.
Yeah, he was at Ace of Diamonds on Monday night when a huge brawl almost broke out. You're gonna see in this video his security immediately realized that this could be...
Okay, we'll talk.
You have a death wish if you're following this guy around at this point.
Ace of Diamonds, they banned you from going there.
And I threw too much money in there. I smacked somebody with money like this. Boom, that shit just smacked and he was sweating. And the money stuck to his face and started sliding down.
There's another beef. Chief Keef and Tekashi 6ix9ine have been going at it on social media a lot for a long time now. And Chief Keef was shot at Saturday. Early Saturday morning, around 6 a.m., he was outside the W Hotel in Times Square when several shots were fired at him.
What about this Chief Keef thing, man?
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Chief Keef.
You're a big fan?
How much you think a feature costs from Chief Keef?
He's trolling Chief Keef throughout this entire clip. He says, I'm gonna do a freestyle for you guys. He does a Chief Keef song.
Reason robust, you gonna get
So you want to collab with Chief Keef?
Yeah, just try to find out how much a feature costs.
I want to know why Tekashi 6ix9ine has people shooting at him seemingly every other week and is getting into disputes with alleged gang members. The reason he's got so much problems is he talks a lot of smack.
What was the last person? What was the last person you shot? What was the last person you shot? When was the last time you shot? When was the last person you shot? I know you, blood. I got a 30 pack right now, blood. 30 pack. Swear to God, I got a 30 pack, blood. What's up, family? What's up, family? Cash. What's going on, family?
Tekashi 6ix9ine is sitting in jail in New York City. He's gonna be there until late next week.
And this was for choking?
I think allegedly, earlier this year, back in January, I believe it was, he allegedly choked someone while he was at a mall.
These allegations that were made against you, is there any truth to this, or are people just trying? You didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
You didn't do it.
My man had hit him. Oh, boom, hit him. Shit got crazy.
You were in Rikers before you went to Texas. Was that sketch? Did you feel threatened at all when you were out there? Were you worried for your safety?
Yeah, bro, I was super scared.
I can tell.
They tried to kill me in there. They tried to slit my throat.
The incident that I think a lot of people, especially Tekashi 6ix9ine's haters, were waiting to see happen, actually happened early Sunday morning. He was pistol whipped, kidnapped for a while, and then taken back to his home where they made off with nearly $1 million worth of jewelry and other goods in his house.
Our vehicle got hit by a car from behind. So when our vehicle got hit from behind, the driver got out. The driver got out to see, like, you know, when you're in a car crash or car accident, the two drivers always get out, you know what I'm saying, to make sure, like, what's going on, insurance and all that. But it was a setup, you know what I'm saying? So as the driver got out, the gunman came out, you know what I'm saying? So it was more of a...
So you think the gunman was in the car that hit you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but it was like straight out of a movie, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a scene out of a movie, like, you know what I'm saying? It was more of it was a setup.
2 men are at Tekashi's door, snatching him out of the car at gunpoint, telling him, "We're gonna shoot you."
Get in the car. We're gonna shoot you. No, you say get in the car. Get in the car. Open it. Go ahead. Shop. Open the door. Let me open it. You know, I'll give you everything.
Like, it just hit me now, like, yo, like, you just not regular no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as much as I want to be a regular person.
But you can't be, because you're not.
Yeah, like, I can't. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just impossible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, it just it comes with the fame. That's what I'm saying.
50 Cent and Tekashi are shooting a music video in Brooklyn last night, about 10:30, and this Porsche drives up, New Jersey plates. Not that that necessarily matters,
right?
But somebody inside that Porsche fires 11 shots. 11 shots.
Tekashi has half of Chicago after him right now. He has a number of people. Just last week, he wanted to tell YG some tricky things.
What's your message to YG? You gonna double down on that?
I gotta take a shit.
Tekashi 6ix9ine got a great deal on Friday.
He got a great deal.
Could have gone to prison for a couple of years, and instead, the judge gave him probation, 4 years probation.
Gotta hand it to the lawyer on this.
Yes, this was in the child sex case in New York State. So he got a good deal. He gets out of court, and just a couple of hours later, after the judge had admonished him, said, "You're on probation. Do not hang around with known felons, known gang members. Don't get in any trouble. Keep your nose clean."
So gunfire erupts at a restaurant at a party that he was going to go to.
I feel like they scared me. You know
Okay. Everybody scared of you though? They scared of you, huh?
They know, Bob.
The fear from police, we're told, is that there is a
Tupac Biggie,
a brand new East Coast, West Coast war. This is really just around Tekashi 6ix9ine and an internal power struggle, it seems, between his management and the record label that he's signed to.
You come over here to settle the war. This war they talk about, East Coast, West Coast.
Man, ain't no war. If there was a war, I'll let it be known there's a fucking war.
Did you call security?
It's crazy, bro. Here's what's on the line for Tekashi 6ix9ine almost every time he steps out the door. A trip back to prison.
Yes. So guess what happened last
So
night?
now he's on the West Coast, goes out to an event, Complex Con in Long Beach, and as he walks up to the door, one of his rivals, one of his rap rivals, Slim 400, standing there with his crew as Tekashi walks up.
They were waiting.
They were absolutely waiting, and remember, anything goes wrong here,
He can go back to prison.
back to prison.
There's some dirty ass blood members that don't have no money to feed their daughters, no money to feed their sons, running around Pampers, dirty Pampers, hungry, gang banging. You know what I'm saying?
What's their beef with you though?
I'm getting money. He's dirty. Yo, he's dirty. Like, you know he has no money, right? Name one Slim 400 record right now. Name one.
I can't.
You can't name one Slim 400 record?
What's your
Let's
message
see.
to Slim 400?
Get some money. You broke. Like, yo, bro, if YG really had love for you, you wouldn't be in a hurt right now.
Yeah.
If YG was really your friend, you wouldn't be in a hurt right now.
You decided to leave last night rather than let things escalate? Like, what was your thought process when you showed up?
Probation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody trying to go back to jail. Like, get out of here, dirty. Get out of here, dirty. Like, bye.
So he's got 2 probation cases right now.
Essentially.
And both of them, if he violates probation, he could go to jail for this, prison for the other.
Right.
So he has been involved since the one 2 weeks ago in 2 shootings.
I think it's 3 weeks ago now, but
2 weeks, excuse me. 2 shootings.
two
I mean,
different
one
shootings.
not necessarily his doing.
Right.
A confrontation with an alleged gang member.
That's the terrifying surveillance video obtained by TMZ of 2 gunmen firing on the Beverly Hills mansion where Tekashi 6ix9ine and Kanye West were about to shoot a music video.
These guys fired like a dozen shots in just a few seconds. From this alleyway to the home, it's several hundred feet, and they still were able to hit the home at least 3 times.
Including a room Nicki Minaj was going to use as a dressing room, but she hadn't arrived yet. Luckily, no one was hit.
We found rifle rounds and 9mm rounds. So there's 2 types of guns. There was a direct shot over that back gate.
Koch, how you doing, man? Dude, you told us you weren't worried. Are you worried about security now, about your safety? Do you think the judge is gonna allow you probation? Do you consider moving to the south of France, Tekashi? A secluded place? Dude, what are you gonna do to protect them? Are you guys concerned?
About what?
About your safety. I mean, people are trying to shoot at you. People around you are getting hurt. You concerned? You told us you weren't concerned, are you now?
Why would I be concerned? You see me, I'm out in my city.
I feel you, man. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do to keep your people safe around you?
I don't know.
Would you consider just moving to south of France or something like that?
Yeah, I love that.
That's not little kid they call 6ix9ine.
He survived being kidnapped, pistol whipped, violently attacked, and shot at. But Sunday night, Tekashi 6ix9ine's luck may have finally run out.
The feds got him on racketeering and firearms charges.
Dude, you're going to prison.
So we got the Tekashi 6ix9ine indictment, and oh my God, this guy is facing some serious charges, including robbery, shooting, drugs. He is looking at 25 years to life. If he gets convicted and everything, we might never see him again.
There is a plot twist in this, and several plot twists. I mean, number one, right now he is in general population in jail.
Yes.
And that is bizarre.
He is in a
Which is also a big deal because we learned that there was a target on his back just before he was arrested, and on Saturday, federal agents brought him in. They said, you know what, we've learned through wiretapping, some of those people who you fired last week want to kill you. Let us take you into custody, we can protect you. Tekashi said no. Now he's been arrested, and now he's in general population, which means there's no protection.
I don't know if they're trying to scare him.
Are they trying to persuade him or make him flip? Or I don't know what's going on. General population seems like a nightmare for a guy that's rubbed this many people the wrong way.
And look, we don't know, but when you think about it, you put him in general population, and B, they take him in for this warning the day before they arrest him. I'm not saying it is, but it smells a little bit like they want this guy to flip somehow.
So Tekashi 6ix9ine was approached by gang members the minute he got inside prison, and the confrontation could have led to a beatdown if prison guards weren't there to intervene. So in a nutshell, G-checking is when one gangster approaches another, says, here's who I'm with, who are you with? And the answer could lead to a beatdown.
Now, luckily for 6ix9ine, guards stepped in almost immediately, so nothing happened. But 6ix9ine's lawyer does tell us that he was not scared by the incident and that he didn't even initiate the prison transfer. Authorities just thought that it'd be in his best interest, so they decided to act.
6ix9ine is doing some time away from the Bloods and the Crips. He's in a new prison where a problem's arisen because everyone thinks he's
a snitch.
Well, that is a problem.
He is in prison and is having a really rough time. They moved him to a new facility over the weekend, and immediately he asked to be put in an area that was away from any of the Bloods or the Crips. This facility where he got moved is someplace where the feds generally put people who have cut a deal.
It is feeling snitchy. Wow, this is a big deal, man. This is
I don't know that the government has done him any favors here. Because
they have done favors. Because if you have to be in prison for 47 years minimum or not be in prison,
okay,
you try and
maybe they've done him a favor there, but you're not doing him a favor by telling everyone in court documents exactly what he's going to be testifying to and who he's testifying against. He has a target on his head. And when I say testifying, I mean snitching.
Tekashi 6ix9ine's hopeful that he's going to be out of prison soon, but he's going to need some help from the people he snitched on. So Tekashi 6ix9ine has taken a plea deal and has been helping the feds with their case, but there are a couple defendants who have not yet gone to trial. Now, we're told that if those defendants do plead guilty, that Tekashi's lawyer may argue for time served in his case, which would then get him free. But of course, this is all up in the air.
Tekashi 6ix9ine has had a target on his head for the last year, but that target just got way bigger after prosecutors just announced precisely what he is going to testify to, and it is going to bring some gang members down. And you have to assume there are people in that gang that want him dead so he can't testify, and if that happens, the whole case falls apart.
Tekashi 6ix9ine's first day on the stand testifying against people he used to call his fellow gang members did not disappoint, unless of course you were one of those former gang members. So we have a reporter in the courtroom, and what he told us is that Tekashi was very clearly nervous about this testimony. I mean, he's basically snitching, and it showed when he got on the stand. He nervously at one point pointed out the two defendants, named them, said that they were members, as far as he knows, of the 9 Trey Bloods, and Tekashi got into how he got into the gang, and said that he never had any initiation, didn't have to actually shoot anyone, that the gang only wanted him to continue making money so that he could fund their activities. And then there was a part where the prosecutors played his Gummo music video. And it was kind of weird because Tekashi did a play-by-play going through the video, pointing out people who were in the video and naming names, saying that person was in the gang, that person was in the gang, that person was in the gang. Clearly, he was not comfortable with doing this, but this was the deal he made with prosecutors to get his sentence reduced. Tekashi's snitching went beyond his own gang, by the way. He even at one point mentioned Trippie Redd, said that he was a member of a rival Bloods gang.
So Tekashi 6ix9ine continues to testify, and there are a lot of angry people based on what he is saying under oath.
Tekashi 6ix9ine is catching a lot of heat for what people are calling snitching on a bunch of rappers, from Cardi B to Jim Jones. Now, Tekashi just says that all these people are jealous of his success and of his future success that he's gonna have as soon as he gets out of prison.
Get some money, you broke.
But we've spoken to a lot of rappers who say that is simply not the case.
Man, I don't even know what these kids is doing these days, bro, with this music. So maybe they condone the snitching, but you know, my generation, we ain't fucking with that.
If we was talking about my generation, he would have no chance at it.
So I am shocked.
Absolutely shocked.
I absolutely, in fact, we had heard this at the beginning of the Tekashi case, that he was going into witness protection, because we were talking about this forever. How do you get rid of the tattoos?
How was he gonna get rid of these face tattoos?
But he is snitched on a very dangerous...
On pretty much everybody he could.
Yeah.
Dangerous people and not dangerous people, but most importantly here, the dangerous people. And
he's a marked man.
And yet
he is rejecting the witness protection program.
When he gets out, he's gonna have quite a bit of money because we found out that he has cut a deal while he's in custody. Has cut a deal with his record label.
Remember, we've said he's not going to go into witness protection.
But he is going to have to do time.
He's going to have to do time, but he wants to do music when he gets out. And we always thought, oh, he's never going to do that, and the radio stations aren't going to play it and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
He made a deal.
Yeah, he's made a deal with his former label, 10K, and they're expecting 2 albums from him once he gets out, because that's the deal, and it's a very lucrative one.
They're gonna pay him a whole lot of money, more than $10 million is what we're told.
Jeez.
And if you think about the last year, all the press he's gotten and all the attention he's gotten, I think maybe they kind of scored a deal with this thing.
There's a lot of artists in hip-hop who are not too happy about Tekashi 6ix9ine's new record deal, and one of those artists is rapper Blueface.
$10 million contract. Schoolyard crib, hey.
We got Blueface at LAX yesterday, and we asked him about the deal, and he issued some not so thinly veiled threats towards 6ix9ine, essentially saying if he ever stepped foot in LA, he certainly wouldn't be welcome, and even hinted at some physical violence.
You come to Cali, you feel me? I'm gonna have my mans right here, laid down. Hey, crib straight.
What are you gonna need for him to get a pass in LA after this?
10 million.
While Blueface certainly isn't a fan, he does have an idea of who might still be listening to 6ix9ine.
He gonna keep the little white kids though, They probably still gonna fuck with him, but I'm for sure not.
Blueface isn't alone though, because Meek Mill also tweeted his frustration at the Tekashi new deal. It's unclear if Tekashi's music will be as successful as it was before he went to prison, because I mean, remember he had multiple Billboard hits.
So Gotti just hit 5 million in one day. 6 for 6 on fucking Billboard.
But one thing's for sure, it's gonna be really hard to get some big time features.
So you remember Tekashi 6ix9ine pled guilty to drugs, guns, and a slew of other crimes in his federal case, and he's facing a maximum minimum of 47 years in prison.
You think you're going to jail?
Yeah, I'm scared as fuck right now.
Well, the prosecutors have kept their word, and they've asked the judge for leniency in his case. So prosecutors sent a letter to the judge asking for leniency for Tekashi because his testimony turning on his former gang members and associates has got at least 2 convictions, and it helped lay out what really happened. So the gang members were claiming that it was all for publicity for Tekashi, but with Tekashi's testimony, that turned out not to be true and these were real crimes. As for one of the reasons they're asking for leniency, Tekashi's put a big target on his back. He'll never be the same. His family will always have to take extra security precautions, so they're thinking he really did some good work here. Ultimately, it's up to the judge. The judge can do whatever he wants. He can take their recommendation and go with it, or he can throw the book at him. Plus, if he does get out, Tekashi wants to go back to music, and he'll still have that target on his back.
Tekashi 6ix9ine is about to find out just how much the government values his snitching, because he will be sentenced next week.
He was facing more than 47 years in prison for all sorts of things, but he sang like a canary. And now the question, how much of a break is he going to get and what the prosecution is going to ask and what the judge is ultimately going to do.
Well,
Tekashi is being very contrite about it right now.
Yes, and by the way, don't refer to him as Tekashi. Tekashi or Tekashi
He has
6ix9ine.
changed that.
He is Daniel Hernandez. He got a hold of the
Smart,
letter.
by the way.
Yes, he got a hold of the letter that he has written to the judge ahead of his sentencing, basically throwing himself on the mercy of the court and saying, please, please reduce my sentence.
This is what we see from people who are facing serious jail time for crimes they've committed, who have now assisted with the state's prosecution. They're going to offer up themselves at the mercy of the court and, express regret for everything they've done.
He said he's remorseful.
Yeah, he said he's remorseful, said he's becoming overwhelmed with emotions as his sentencing approaches. He's extremely grateful for this opportunity to express his remorse.